He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely, won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing story time with Mr. Limata. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely, won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing.
Good morning, and welcome to Storytime. Happy Monday to you all. Thank you so much for joining in today. I am glad we're here and we continue the celebrations of Black History Month. Thank you so much for joining in today, and wonderful stories lined up for you all. I am glad that we're here together to enjoy some more stories. A wonderful lineup awaits, a wonderful story awaits us today. Thank you so much for joining in, and please let us know where you're joining in from and who is joining in with you. Yes, indeed. I hope too that you had a wonderful weekend, and I hope that this week is a good one as well. Thank you so much for joining in. Happy to be here. Thank you for being here. And we do have a wonderful story indeed. And this one is Every Little Thing. Yes, this one is based off of the song Three Little Birds by Bob Marley, and it is adapted by Sister Cedella Marley, and of course illustrations by VANESSA, BRANTLEY-NEWTON, and of course we're reading it with permission of Chronicle Books of San Francisco. Thank you so much for joining in. A happy book, and hopefully it is a happy Monday indeed for you. Thank you so much for joining in. Please let us know where you're joining in from and who is joining in with you. How was your weekend? What did you do? Did you have fun? Thank you so much for joining in Story Time. Get comfortable, get cozy, get everything that you need as we are about to start with our story. Thank you for being here. Good morning to you and your loved ones. And of course, first through the door today, Amanda, how are you doing out in Seattle? And of course, baby Bia, and you're saying can't wait for today's story. Well, I am glad. Me too. I cannot wait. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Baby Bia out in Seattle, and of course Amanda, and you're saying we're sending big hugs to our Storytime friends. Well, everybody out there, hugs to you coming from Amanda and Baby Bia. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. I absolutely appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Marlon, good morning to you. Hopefully you're awake, bright and awake. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime as well. Have a wonderful day out in Seattle. Thank you for joining us. Jessica, how are you doing today? And of course, joining in with Ali Amin. And you say may join us if he decides to bring his Legos over. Can't compete with that, can we? Cannot compete with that. Thank you so much for joining in. Ali Amin, hopefully you can hear our voice and we're still saying good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining in. Jess, good morning to you. Thank you for joining us on Storytime. Yes, indeed. Thank you for joining us out in Washington. Thank you for being here. Good morning to you. Thank you. Chrissy, how are you doing? Thank you so much for joining in. And of course, Borden out in Vermont, and he said, excited about this week of books celebrating Black joy, Black excellence, and of course, history. Well, thank you so much for joining in. It is a wonderful month indeed. We try here on Storytime to celebrate every culture every single day, but of course, the focus this month is on Black history, and we will be doing just that. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Borden, I hope you're ready, because every little thing is gonna be all right. Yes, indeed. indeed. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Good morning to you, Sarah and Nathan. And of course, Indy, who is still sleepy today. How are you doing, Indy? How are you doing, Sarah and Nathan? And of course, Amanda West, good morning to you. And you're saying, Happy Monday, everyone. Yes, indeed. Happy Monday to you all joining in today. Thank you so much for joining in. Rocco, Clay, and Chriselle, good to have you back. Thank you so much for joining in. And of course, a happy belated birthday to you, Aunt Camille. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Glad you're here with us. Rocky, hopefully you're okay too. Thank you so much for joining in. Happy Monday, friends. You say, well, happy Monday indeed to everybody that is joining in. Rocco, Clay, and Griselle, good to have you back here on Storytime. Thank you for being here. Good morning to you, Rikia. How are you doing? Yes, Kikia. How are you doing out here in Oakland? Thank you so much for joining in. And of course, Betty, good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining in. And you were reminding me too that it is Scout cookie season, so it's coming right up. I'm excited for that. What is your favorite of that? Kikia, do not forget to bring me my boxes. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Absolutely love it. Thank you for being here, Betty and Rikia. And you say happy Monday, Terry McLeod. Thank you so much for joining in, and of course you joining in with Abraham Markham. He wanted to change his name. Okay. We're ready for today's story. Well, Markham, thank you so much for joining in. And of course, Terry, thank you for being here. Absolutely love it. Yes, indeed. Markham, welcome to Storytime. Thank you so much. Miss Ingrid, we're not forgetting you out in Patagonia, Argentina. Thank you so much to say good morning and happy Monday to everyone. Yes, indeed. Thank you for the good vibes. Excited for today's story. And of course, have a great week full of stories. Absolutely. Thank you so much for joining in. We're going to get started with our story. I'm glad we're all here ready to enjoy this wonderful, wonderful story. Please do join me on the other side of this message. Thank you for being here.
Hola, my name is Shamile Sayed Mendez, and I am the author of Where Are You From, Furia, and many other books for young readers. You're watching Story Time with Mr. Limata.
Welcome back. Thank you, Shamila. Please do check out Shamila's many books, wonderful books indeed, including Where Are You From? And for those young adults out there, or indeed, if you're interested in reading something fun, there is a book called Furia that I really love, and many other series that she is doing. So if you love horses, check out Shamila Mendez. All right, here we go. Today's story, Every Little Thing, coming to you, of course, from the famous song from Bob Marley, and this one is adapted by Bob Marley's eldest daughter, and this one is Cedella Marley, and of course illustrations by VANESSA BRANTLEY-NEWTON, and we're reading it with permission of Chronicle Books of San Francisco. Every Little Thing. All right, here we go. Just looking at the cover makes me happy. I hope it does the same for you. There's that cat. Indy? Is that you? There's been lots of cats in our books, isn't there? Based on the song Three Little Birds by Bob Marley. Every Little Thing. Adapted by Cedella Marley. Illustrated by VANESSA BRANTLEY-NEWTON. Read with permission from the publishers Chronicle Books of San Francisco. Rise up this morning. Smile with the rising sun. Has the sun risen where you are? It is just about rising over here. Rise up this morning. Smile with the rising sun. Oh, yes. I love those faces. Three little birds pitch by my doorstep, singing sweet songs of melodies pure and true, saying, This is my message to you. I bet you're singing the song in your head, aren't you? Three little birds pitch by my doorstep, singing sweet songs of melodies, pure and true, saying, this is my message to you. Aw, I want three little birds to sing to me in the morning. Oh, this is my message to you. Don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be all right. Oh, yes, indeed. Right? The moments when things get overwhelming, but it's good to hear that message. Don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be all right. Oh, yes. Oh. Run to the playground, laugh with my friends and play. Yes, run to the playground, laugh with my friends and play. Three little birds perch on the swing set. Oh. Whistling these words, these harmonies sweet in the air. Sometimes you just need to show you care. Oh. I love it. Run to the playground, laugh with my friends and play. Three little birds perch on the swing set. Yes, they do. Whistling these words, these harmonies sweet in the air. Sometimes you just need to show you care. Oh, absolutely. And I trust we'll be doing that today, won't we? And you say, don't worry about a thing. Every little thing is gonna be all right. Yes. Let's say hello to our friends. Hello to those people that seem alone out there. And you say, don't worry about a thing. Every little thing is gonna be all right. Oh, help in the kitchen, stirring up delicious fun. Oh my, three little birds fly by my window, chirping out loud. They are reminding us each day. Everyone can make a mistake, they say. Oh, yes. Let us endeavor to do our best, but remember too that mistakes can happen, and they will happen. Help in the kitchen, stirring up delicious fun. Three little birds fly by my window, chirping out loud. They are reminding us each day, oh yes, that everyone can make a mistake, they say. So true. And they say, don't worry about a thing. Every little thing is gonna be all right. Oh, what do they say again? Oh, they say, don't worry about a thing. Every little thing is gonna be all right. Lie down this evening, wave to the setting sun. Three little birds nest in the treetops, humming soft rhymes and lullabies, dreams to keep. Whisper, settle now, sweet child, and sleep. Lie down this evening, wave to the setting sun. Three little birds nest in the treetops, humming soft rhymes and lullabies, dreams to keep. Whisper, settle now, sweet child, and sleep. Don't worry about a thing. Every little thing is gonna be all right. Oh, yes, indeed. Don't worry about a thing. Every little thing is gonna be all right. Rise up this morning, smile with the rising sun. 3 little birds pitch by my doorstep, singing sweet songs of melodies pure and true, saying, "This is my message to you." Oh, yes, the 3 little birds have a special message just for you. And they say, "Don't worry about a thing. Don't worry at all, because every little thing is going to be all right." Oh, I love this so much. Thank you for joining in Story Time. That is the end of the story. And just a quick bit from the author's note to say, don't worry about a thing, because every little thing's gonna be all right. Every child has worries, some big, some small, and my father had his share of them growing up. His young life in Jamaica was rich, not in the material things, but in music, family, and friends. But the culture and natural beauty of his home had a strong influence on his positive outlook as well as his music. His song, 3 Little Birds, has given hope to millions whose hearts have been lifted when facing the economic, social, political, yes, indeed, political challenges of today's difficult world. For me, this song holds up one of the most important messages I want to pass on to my own 3 little boys. That as long as we share our love with others, even if the storm clouds gather, we will be okay. In this special adaptation of my father's uplifting song, I want to show through a child's eyes how he found hope in the world, how with joy and heart and with those he loved close around him, he found the blessing of music to share with everyone. Yours sincerely, the author, Cedella Marley. Thank you so much for joining in Story Time. Absolutely appreciated that one. And we'll be back after this short break. Please do join me on the other side.
Hello, I'm Olalu Ogunyemi, officer in the United States Marine Corps and author of Crow from the Shadow. You are tuned in with my brother on Story Time with Mr. Limata. Enjoy and God bless.
Thank you, Olaolu. Another one who'll be coming again to Storytime to visit us very shortly. So please do stick around for that. Keep your ears tuned, because Olaolu will be back on Storytime very shortly. Thank you so much for joining me today. This has been Storytime for today. Every little thing, yes, indeed. This one coming to you from Cedella Marley, adapted from her father's song. Yes, 3 Little Birds by Bob Marley, and of course, it was illustrated by VANESSA, BRANTLEY-NEWTON, and read with permission of Chronicle Books of San Francisco. Yes, a beautiful one indeed, and reminding us a very important message. Yes, we have worries, things that that we face in this world, but please remember that everything is going to be all right. Yes, so surrounded by loved ones that want to see the best, that always wish us the best, and so they will be there to support us. And of course, we are here as your community as well to support you. We're rooting for you. Thank you so much for joining in. I am glad you are here, and remember that those worries that you have are valid. And yes, please go through them, go through every process in your own way, at your own pace. It is important that we recognize that. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. I'm glad that we're here together, and hopefully you can play the song later on and enjoy it, and hopefully it continues to lift up your spirits. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Glad we were here together. Thank you to everybody that joined in, and of course, let us say who was with us enjoying that wonderful story indeed. And Amanda, you're saying What a great story to start the day. Absolutely, absolutely. It is one indeed that is beautiful. Every time I read it, it just lifts up my spirits. Thank you for joining in. Baby Pia, I hope that it keeps you smiling all day long. Thank you so much for joining in. Yes, indeed, I need that book, please. It must be in any library, and you read it beautifully. Well, thank you so much. It is a book indeed that invites you, just invites joy, invites to bring out the joy that you feel. Thank you so much for joining in. Absolutely appreciated, Miss Ingrid. Thanks for sharing. Well, you're very welcome. Please remember, if you do have any recommendations, any books that you'd like seen here, read here on Storytime, please send them my way. I will do my very best to bring them here to you and enjoy them together. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Glad you're here. Pamela Courtney, thank you for joining us. And of course, Chad and Braylon, I am glad you're here. And Auntie Anne, thank you for joining us all the way out in Nakitosh, Louisiana. And say, oh my goodness, the author's note was as beautiful as the story. Wow. Thank you indeed. It is a powerful one indeed. And yes, I've been enjoying. Whenever I can, I will definitely be trying to bring up that back matter, share those the author's insights on their books as much as possible. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Glad you're here. Glad you made it. And of course, too, just extending congratulations to the Senegalese national team for winning the African Cup of Nations. Yes, soccer, if you're a soccer fan, you know that was happening. And yes, we were rooting indeed for Senegal. Thank you, and congratulations to you. And of course, until next time at the Africa Cup. And of course, if you're keeping your ears tuned, you probably have heard that here in Oakland, there are big things happening, especially around the school district where schools are being closed. And we're saying, please do not close schools in neighborhoods. Do not displace neighborhoods without a plan. Put a plan in place that helps every student. And we know that as the students that are affected the most are students of color, black and brown kids that are affected in these neighborhoods. Let us make sure that we put a plan in place. Do not close schools, displace neighborhoods without a plan. And of course, the smaller schools, if we can support them, they are actually better for the students. So let us try and be better, Oakland Unified School District. This is a message directly to you. Thank you so much to everybody that has been organizing around that here in Oakland. We appreciate you for making sure that our students get the best education. Yes, indeed, this whatever community or neighborhood that they come from. Thank you so much for joining in today. Absolutely glad that you are here on Storytime. Thank you. Absolutely appreciate it. Pamela Courtney, you say, we love all things Vanessa Newton. Her own stories are such rich tellings. Absolutely. I cannot agree with you more. Thank you so much for sharing that. Absolutely appreciate you. We love this book. Bob Marley is a favorite of ours. Oh, Chrissy, same here indeed. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining in Storytime. I am glad that we were here together. I hope you enjoyed that story. Everybody that was here, Baby Pia, Marlon, yes, Ali Amin, Braylon, Chad, thank you for being here. Borden, good to have you here on Storytime. I hope that you had a lovely time. I hope you enjoyed that book. Please remember that we're back tomorrow with There Is No Place I Would Rather Be. Yes, this one written and illustrated by Demetrius Scott. A beautiful book, a wonderful book indeed, celebrating all you parents out there and especially those father figures out there that are making a difference in our young ones' lives. Thank you so much for joining in. Please do join me for this one tomorrow. There is no place I would rather be. It has been a minute, over a year since this one has been back on Storytime. And you know what? I was looking at the last time I read Every Little Thing. It was in 2020, in May of 2020. We're almost coming on 2 years since we read this lovely book here on Storytime. I hope in the meantime, in the interim, you've been able to read it at your own library or indeed in your own classroom. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Absolutely love it that we're here together. Please remember, you can find Storytime in the archives. You can join us on YouTube as well as on our Facebook page and enjoy stories past. So please do find us and, of course, enjoy those wonderful stories. Absolutely love it. Great stories coming up this week. Please do check out our Facebook as well as Instagram to keep track of what's coming. But, of course, you can also go back to this video and we will put it at the end as well with a lineup of the books that are coming to you. Absolutely appreciate every single minute that we spend here. I do not take it for granted. Yes, thankful for this sunshine. Thankful for another beautiful day. Yes, indeed, someone is looking out. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Glad you are here. I hope that you go into this day, yes, with that beautiful reminder, hearing that sweet melody. Yes, yes, indeed, hearing that sweet melody that everything is going to be all right. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Absolutely love it that we're here. Hugs from me. Oh my goodness. I will see you again tomorrow with another exciting story, this time from Demetrius Scott. I will be right there. Oh, yes, indeed. Join me. I will see you again tomorrow. Much love. Bye-bye.
Story time with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. He brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely, won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing. Read me all of his stories. Read me all of his stories. Some with people that look like me, others very different from the way that I look and think. Read me all of his stories. Read me all of his stories. Some stories from far away, others right here in my neighborhood. Story time. Ooh. Story time. Story time with Mr. Limata. He will be starting soon. Story time with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. He brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely, won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait to be hearing. Brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely, won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait to be